freedom, the freedom to make and see change. Actually, freedom means that we need to be able to express ourselves freely without being judged. We need to we need to remove inferiority complexes and feel that and feel like life has boundaries that we cannot go beyond. We have to just freely express ourselves to a certain extent that it has no limitations, if I may say. That is what freedom and democracy means to me.
Okay, according to me, I think freedom is basically a way of how you should express yourself, just as he said. I think it's basically how you should express yourself in terms of how you like, but even if you're expressing yourself, it doesn't mean that you have to go to an extent that you have to judge the other person or discriminate the other person. So, and in terms of democracy, I think democracy is when the people are able to elect the government by themselves. The people elect the people that are going to represent them in parliament. Thank you.
When you talk about democracy and freedom, you're actually talking about a liberation of movement. You are talking about a person being emancipated from the head to the actual bodily desires. When you talk about democracy, you speak about something that has no barriers involved. It's like a black man playing a golf. There's no boundary there, because back then a black man it was like it was seen as uncivilized for black men to play golf. A black man was being judged as primitive, as male. Specifically for me, what I've benefited is that there are too many judgments and there are too many opinions, if I may say, even perspective. But everything remains the same. You should be proud of who you are. You should be proud that you are black. Standing in front of a white person, because there's no such thing as race. There's only human race. So this program has benefited me in a positive manner, because now I understand that not only I feel that I should be proud of being African, but there are also people abroad who are proud of being African.
Okay, I would like to answer the question starting with a quote by Steve Biko. There's only one race, the human race. I think what I've learned in this oral history project is that no one should be discriminated somehow according to race, gender, sexuality, and all of that. And I basically think every man was born free. You are not born to discriminate another person, but you are born to live your life by yourself, not by the judgment of other people and the acts that you live upon. Thank you.
Basically, they've said a mouthful, but just to be brief, this Albert Zulu oral presentation has taught me that if you stand and strive for what you believe in, you stand a chance in success. Actually, this project has taught me to be self-orientated. I need not to rely on whatever somebody says. I need to also be able to raise my voice and speak out whatever I feel in a manner that I feel, but not just to oppose and disgrade the person next to me.
I have benefited a lot from this Nkosi Albert Luthuli oral history project, because it has helped me to understand the reason behind apartheid, and it has helped me to understand 20 years of democracy that we are living in right now, and that we must appreciate that democracy, since other countries and sections of the world are still being affected by this apartheid, and that we are free. We should celebrate that freedom and embrace that we are free, and thanks to our heroes and heroines.
This project has mainly helped me to justify those who think that apartheid still exists, because honestly we all know that today we're celebrating 20 years of democracy and that apartheid is long abolished. But then, ladies and gentlemen, again, apartheid has been absorbed in our blood system, and apartheid has been absorbed in our mentality. We therefore not forget what happened to us, and will therefore keep on blaming each and everything that is not an achievement in our lives on apartheid. As you can see, many people are unemployed today, many people are poor today, but then they'll just keep on blaming it to apartheid. It has just taught me that we as people need to be self-orientated. We need to stop depending on the government, and we need to stop putting blame on apartheid. We need to grow up and realize that this is the 20 years of democracy. What are we waiting for? The 100th year of democracy, where we would be dead and where people will be coming to our graves, or rather our tombstones to beg and say we were there during the apartheid era. No, it doesn't go like that. You as a human need to stand for yourself as one and tell yourself that whatever that has happened in the past has made me to be a strong person that I am today. I need to stand up for myself and build the democracy that I want to see in my hands.
We can never forget the history because it's now part of our lives. What we can do is to heal and to make time to heal so that we can proceed and benefit our country, and so that democracy prospers in our country.
I think the government should merely stop compensating on those who were victims of the injustices of apartheid, but merely allow people to forgive within their souls and their heart to those who oppressed them during the apartheid era, because them compensating to us will be us people going to them for every mistake in our life that we blame too for apartheid. As much as a wise man once said that where ignorance bliss, it is folly to be wise. Just because I'm poor and I see money, I'll say this is due to apartheid, and I'll go there and I want to fight them, and I'll forever blame apartheid for everything that is happening in my life. We should just stop blaming apartheid and forgive in our hearts, and the compensation should just stop, so that we'll all prosper in the events of building our country. By so doing, we'll use the money for effective things such as education, as we should all go to school, so that we can also stop saying that white people have taken over our economy, so that we can be the ministers, we can be the presidents, we can also be the everything of the everything in the industries in South Africa.
South Africa doesn't have a great story to tell yet, because you would remember that after 1994, people went dispersed actually, because they were not united before the advent of apartheid. People were united, and we can remember that by the Sharpeville massacre, the 1976 uprising, the women marching into the Union building. People were united back then, but now people are just dispersed, which means we are not united yet. So I basically think we don't have a great story to tell yet.